Hello, welcome to Gentle Yoga. My name is Ellen. Today, I'd like to have us start in Shavasana, in a supported Shavasana. So that is, the support part is props. If you have props, that would be wonderful. You can certainly do this practice today without the props as well. Grab a block if you have a block. You could even grab two. And if you have a choice of block, I think probably the thicker block versus the thinner block is probably going to just be a little more stable for what we're using it for today. But again, no worries if you don't have that. And then two blankets. So blankets that work great are these blankets that we call yoga blankets. Those are perfect if you have two other kinds of blankets that are about the same size, that fold to about this size, about this thickness and size. That's a good choice as well. Try to get a couple that are close to the same size if you can. So feel free to run and grab those. If you have your mind on where those might be, they could be just lap blankets or quilts or something like that as well. Also, if you don't have blankets, you could use a little meditation bolster. One of the more rectangular small bolsters would be perfect today. If you have the big round bolsters, the tubulars, but they're round, they're like more of a round versus the flatter ones, those would work as well. That's just going to give you a bigger back bend for how we're starting. So I'll talk about these blankets. Let's get them folded and set up so we can start in Shavasana. Fold your yoga blanket down to about the size of your torso. The tassels run along the long edge, and then we will fold it, or kind of more like roll it, so that the tassels are on the long edge. Just kind of roll this blanket into a long tube. So I tell my yogis when I'm teaching in-person live classes, these are the enchilada fold. This is the long enchilada style of fold for the blankets. I have another style which I call the burrito as well. So you could fold it other ways as well, but I'm just going to fold two of them so that they're long and thin. This is about the size of my torso, a little bit shorter than my torso from the head down to the tailbone. It's probably to my mid-back. That's about a good size here that we're rolling. And then stacking them one on top of the other. So a little flatter roll is perfect as well. You could fold it into thin little folds. Now that's a little bit wobbly, but we're going to lie right on top of it. So once those are set, put that on the head end of your mat. You can start with your feet about as wide as the mat. Scoot your seat right up to the end of the bolster here. I'll call this the bolster now. Probably won't call it the enchilada. And then ideally it's a little bit longer than your spine, and your head is fully resting on the bolster. Now if you have a little bit shorter roll to the blanket, do make sure the head is not tipping over the end. So feel for the sensation that your neck is nice and long, your chin is level to your forehead, versus if you notice the sensation that your chin is higher than your forehead and you have a back bend in your neck, that's going to be hard to relax with that back bend in your neck. Now how does this feel on the low end, on your low back? So I'm going to give mine a little more stagger. I want to make sure we're comfortable to begin. It feels a little bit, I feel a little bump on the end, so I'm just going to slide one of my bolsters a little higher, so I've got more like two different heights here. That'll be a little incline here, so it's still a supported back bend. Yeah, that feels much better to me. So I feel supported down the whole length. Beautiful. All right, so settling in, do take the time to adjust so that this feels comfortable. The bolster runs right down the center of your spine. We'll lift our arms straight up toward the ceiling, toward the sky, and then open the arms out and down toward the earth. Rest the palms, rest the tops of the hands on the earth, palm up. Rock your head a little side to side. Does this feel comfortable in your body? Does it feel symmetrical? You feel your shoulder blades hugging the bolster. Now, if it feels like that's a little, if your arms are a little high off the earth and you're feeling extra sensation perhaps in the chest that you don't enjoy, you could certainly bring a little bend to the elbows and bring the arms down by your sides a little bit more as well. So the more out to the sides you go, the more sensation you're going to feel there. And likewise, if you want a little more, you might take the arms up like you're making a little star. So bringing focus internal, closing eyes. Let's bring our focus onto the breath. Welcome to Gentle Yoga. My name is Ellen. This is a 45-minute mellow practice today, beginning with a supported back bend that I'll call supported Shavasana. Notice in your mind, mentally go to where you feel the support under your body. Notice the points of contact. Just observe. Dropping into the sensations that you feel in those points of contact. And we'll bring in the breath. Our yoga breath is breathing long, deep breaths in and out through the nose. So taking a deep breath in through the nose, fill the body with breath. Long breath out through the nose. Take a few really big breaths. Notice as we inhale, spine lengthens, the body grows a little longer. And as we exhale, finding ease, feeling support. As you inhale, feel the breath fill the diaphragm, the lungs, the front body, the side body, the back body, all expand. As you inhale, feel the support. And as you exhale, just bring the mind back to those points of contact. Encourage your mind to do its best to stay present. As you inhale, perhaps you say to yourself, I feel supported. And as you exhale, I settle in. Inhaling, I feel supported. Exhaling, I settle in. Notice the sounds you might hear. Notice the smells. You might smell the other senses. Bring the mind back to the breath, back to the phrase, I feel supported. I settle in. I'll ask the mind to leave the past behind, the future ahead, so that we may be in this body, this breath, this moment. Continuously bringing the mind back to the breath, back to the moment. If you'd like to feel a little more sensation, you could begin to move the fingertips and move the arms. So starting small, perhaps gliding the arms, the fingertips along the earth, as if you were making snow angels, or as if you had little bird wings that were just beginning to lift and lower on the earth, or just above the earth. Stay within a range that feels comfortable in your body. So arms can come down by the sides, but as you bring the arms out, perhaps up around shoulder height, you might begin to feel more sensation. Decide if you like that sensation. You might move further. Bring the arms overhead. So find that movement. Breathing. So arms do not need to be resting on the earth. They could be over the earth. Let's take 2 more breaths. Stillness is always an option as well. Beautiful last breath. We'll bring the right arm up next to the head. Bend your knees, plant your feet, and we'll roll to the right side body. So you're lying in fetal asana, right next to your bolsters. If you can reach them with your left hand, you could move them out of the way. You can kind of roll them out of your space, and we'll return to our backs. On our backs, if you have no blankets, no props today, you're already there. Bending knees, planting feet. Just keep your focus internal. We'll continue, I should say, to center and to ground. With feet about hips distance apart, begin to move the lower body. We could begin to drop the knees to the right, knees to the left. Starting small, feel the feet as they root perfectly onto the earth. And then as you drop the knees to the side, how they lift off the earth. Notice that grounding, those moments where the feet are rooted. Perhaps you feel the root as well and the whole body lying on the earth. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Knees are moving side to side. Whichever side the knees are on, take a pause. Just allow the whole body to find ease. And once you find that ease, on an inhale, bring the knees back to center. Stay in the ease. Drop the knees to the left. And again, find the ease if you lost it, or we'll just remain in as ease as much as possible. Beautiful. We'll bring our knees back to center. Extending left leg long, draw the right knee in toward the chest. Pause for a moment as you lengthen the spine. And we'll drop the right hip open, right knee out to the right. Hand can support wherever it feels comfortable to get a good stretch on the inner thigh, the adductor muscle. Internal focus, follow the breath, mind is present. Mind can focus on breath or alignment or movement. And then we'll pass our right knee over to the left hand, across the body. Feel that outer hip stretch, find the ease. Staying at ease, we'll move the knee back to the right and back to the left. So movement with ease. Side to side, imagine you're drawing little arcs, or notice that the knee is drawing little arcs as it drops from right to left. Open hip, closed hip. Beautiful. Turn that arc that you're drawing with your knee into circles. Clockwise and counterclockwise. A few times around, doesn't matter which direction you begin. Follow it up with clockwise and counterclockwise, both ways. In the ease, 1 more breath. So relax shoulders, upper body, arms, left leg. When you relax those other muscles, you notice which muscles are required for these postures. So we'll stay in the ease as much as we can. Back to center. Some postures that's a little more challenging to do. Typically these reclined ones, great place to start with that theory. So right knee at center, and then extend your right leg toward the sky in the direction of the ceiling. And pause wherever you feel some good stretch in the back of the leg. You might have a little bend in your knee. The leg may not be fully straight. It might be. It just depends on how tight those hamstrings are, or if they're shorter or longer in your body. Wherever you feel sensation is where you pause, and hands can support. Now that's a hamstring stretch. Point and flex. Circle the ankle. Wiggle the toes. Feel that stretch in your calf, your shin, while we keep that upper body relaxed, the left leg relaxed. One more breath here. Beautiful. Now we'll flex that right foot. Right arm extends to hold somewhere on the leg, wherever the arm reaches when it's long. Left arm can open out to the side. So we're actively flexing the right foot. Begin to drop the right leg out to the right. Right hand can push back a little bit, so we're just creating a little resistance. Pause wherever you feel a good stretch on the inner thigh. And we'll bring that right leg back up toward the sky. Now you could do that with a strap as well. Let's switch hands. Left hand can hold the right knee, right arm opens out to the side. And we'll start to drop the right leg very slowly over toward the left. Beautiful. Left elbow can bend. Now you can use that upper left arm to create support on the earth. You could bend the left knee as well to create some more support. Relax your upper body into the spinal twist. You might relax that right leg as well. Neck turns to gaze toward the right. Any amount of bend in the right leg. Stillness or movement. One more breath. Relax the seat, the shoulders, the back, the face, the arms. Back to center. Right leg towards sky. Beautiful. Bending knees, planting feet, back to center on your earth. And we'll extend right leg long. It's everyone's earth. Right leg long, left knee into chest. Hands can interlock. Take that little pause, lengthen and root. And we'll drop our left hip open, left knee out to left. Little pause wherever you feel some good sensation there. It's the beginnings of our inner thigh stretch, the adductor. Crossing left knee over to right, pass it to the right hand, and pass it back to the left. Now we're drawing little arcs with our left knee, side to side, closed hip, open hip, switching from the adductor stretch to the outer hip stretch. Beautiful. Turn that arc into circles, clockwise, counterclockwise, couple each way, as we remain in ease as much as we can. Breathing, that mind present, back to center. We'll begin to extend our left leg long toward the sky. Pause, any amount of bend in your knee, wherever you feel the stretch on the back of the leg, the hamstring. And then we'll just support that leg with the hands, point and flex. Circle the ankle, wiggle the toes, move that stretch into the foot, the calf, as the hamstring. Beautiful. All right, both feet flex here. Left hand holds wherever it's reaching when the arm is long on the left leg. Right arm opens out to the side. Left hand pushes into the left leg as the left leg drops out to the left. You can bend that left elbow if the arm reaches the earth. It might be up a little higher. So feel that outer hip stretch. The inner thigh stretch, I should say, the adductor. Sometimes words fly out of my mouth, the wrong words. And we'll bring that left leg back up toward the sky. Switch hands. Right hand supports the leg. Left arm opens out to the side. Left leg continues toward the right. Right elbow bends. You can create a little ledge there with your arm to support. You could bend right knee as well. That'll give you some more support. Spine remains long as the neck turns to gaze toward the left. Breathing. One more breath here, spinal twist. And we'll come back up toward the sky. And then bending knees, planting feet back at center. Arms down by your sides. Both legs reach up toward the sky, feet flexed. Allow feet to width apart. Arms reach up as well. Shoulders lift off the earth and then drop back down the shoulder blades so the arms are heavy, resting on the earth. Knees bend, hips open, happy baby pose. Hands can hold whatever they can reach. They might be holding the foot. They might be holding the shin. Breathe in. Nice long neck, maybe rocking side to side, smiling. 2 more breaths here. Back to center and stillness for a moment. Allow your arms and your legs to relax. Did the arms just become weights that are helping leverage a little more stretch with ease? Begin to extend more length out into the right leg. You might need to hold the leg a little differently. You can move the hand down to the shin if you like. Beautiful. And then try the left. Any amount of bend in either knee. 1 more breath here. Beautiful. Both legs up toward the sky. Hugging knees toward chest. Planting feet. Arms down by your sides. Feet about hips width apart. Let's start with our knees together. Can you place your feet so they feel parallel? Firmly root both feet down. Knees together. Inhale. Exhale. Press the back of your waist into the mat. Feel the tailbone lift. Roll vertebra by vertebra all the way up till you're on your shoulder blades. Hips are high. Breathing. Feet parallel. Hips press high. Lengthening neck. Heels beneath knees. So think about placing your heels so that you feel as if you can access the strength in your legs. Feet press evenly into the earth. So you may be rolling into outer edges of feet. Firmly root into the inner edge just as much as the outer edge. Thighs parallel. Knees press away. 1 more breath. And we'll begin to lower down 1 vertebra at a time. From the shoulder blades all the way down. Inhale. Exhale, lifting the seat, rolling on up, rolling your bridge. Very top, and then inhale, lower down. Thighs are still parallel. 1 more. Exhale, tailbone lifts, roll through the spine. Inhale, lower. Beautiful. This time, let's take left arm next to head, roll to the left side body. Bend your knees, press your right hand into the earth. Press on up to seated. We'll come to our tabletop, our hands and knees. Wrists beneath shoulders, knees beneath hips. Toes tuck under, stretch the bottoms of the feet. When you bend your elbows, do they bend straight back? So you can rotate the arms a little bit when the hands are planted. Little crease in the elbow forward. Firmly root those hands into earth. Press into the earth. Press your shoulders down away from the ears. Engage your abs. Lift your knees. Press your seat high. Downward facing dog. So you can have a bend in your knees here. Strong arms. Head is between the arms. Spine is nice and long. 1 more breath. Extending both legs a little longer. If you were pedaling, stillness. Hands press 1 at a time into the earth. Walk the hands back toward the feet. Big bend to those knees. Ragdoll forward fold. Feel for the sensation that your body weight is centered over the front of your ankle. You're releasing, you're relaxing. The body is at ease. Nice round spine. You could sway the head if you like. Once you feel loose, this is flexion, this shape to the spine where we're tucking like this. Notice the tailbone is tucked and the neck is rounded as well. Lift your ribs off your thighs and find that same position here. Beautiful. Little by little, continue rolling through the spine till you're tall. Lengthen the legs. Reach and gaze up to sky. Front body stretch. Hands to heart. Release the hands by the sides. Mountain Tadasana. Inhale to sky. Reach and gaze. Goal post arms. Exhale. We have a little back bend. Elbows open out. Chest stretch. Inhale to sky. Reach and gaze. Swan dive, forward fold. So as we fold forward, any amount of bend in your knees. Inhale, lengthen spine, half lift. Legs are long, hands to knees or shins. Shoulders away from ears, lengthen from tail to crown. Inhale, belly draws in. Exhale, forward fold, release, relax. Any amount of bend in the knees. Rolling on up to sky, reach and gaze, palms together overhead. Exhale the heart. Tadasana, feet parallel, hips width, rooting into earth, growing tall. Inhale, palms together overhead. Shoulders drop down for this one. Still rooting into earth, growing tall, but let the body lean to the right. Lateral stretch. Left side body feels that stretch. Right fingers could circle left wrist and help lengthen. That'll be a more active stretch, or a little more easeful, perhaps right arm releases. Inhale, tall. Exhale, leaning left. Perhaps left fingers circle right wrist, or left arm releases. Inhale, sky, reach and gaze, little back bend at the top. Swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Beautiful, all the way up to sky, reach and gaze. Exhale, heart. We'll step wide on our mat now. So feet wide, length of the mat. Probably not all the way out there. Lengthwise on the mat, I should say. Widthwise. I don't know. Which is the width and which is the length? Feet, outer edges of feet parallel to each other, rooting into earth. Notice how you might roll into the outer ankles. Sometimes our bodies just do that without thinking about it. So try to press inner edges in as well, root into earth. And then grow tall, reach and gaze, up to sky, inhale. Swan dive, half lift, seat back, body forward, hands can come to the knees. Lengthen the spine, inhale at half lift. Long spine, shoulders away from ears. On the exhale, easing forward, forward fold. Little by little, just go as far as feels comfortable. Search for that good stretch. Pause when you find it. I like moving hips side to side. That gets way up into the inner thigh, upper leg, adductors of hamstrings. Beautiful. So feel for the sensation here that your body weight is centered over the front of the ankle. You might notice to do that the body might feel like it's coming forward a little bit. You could bend your knee as well. Sometimes that gives you that sensation. Breathing. Beautiful. All the way up to sky. Reach and gaze. Hands to heart. Exhale. Beautiful. Let's turn our heels in and our toes out now. Rooting into feet, both feet. So when we turn our heels in and our toes out, our hips open. Body is tall. We'll do some hip openers here. So bending knees just a little. Try to open the knees over the feet as we go. So the hips, you're actively opening. Heels beneath knees, you might change your stance a bit. Breathing, you can angle the feet at the same angle as the thighs. So really press those thighs open. Keep the body tall, seat tucked in. Beautiful, legs long, arms reach up. Out, star, shoulders drop down. Press your pelvis forward. Bending elbows, keep that pelvis pressing forward as you bend your knees so you feel that stretch in the hips. If you arch your back, you're not going to feel the stretch in the hips. Beautiful. So it's not a back bend. Star pose, inhale, legs long. It's axial extension. Palms together, hands to heart. Pelvis presses forward. Beautiful. Inhale, star. Exhale, goal post arms. Nice. One more star. Inhale. Arms parallel to earth. Left heel turns toward the left, right toes toward the right. Root into earth, grow tall. Feel that length in your spine. Remain and continue as you reach out into the right arm. So right arm reaches over the leg. Pause when you feel resistance. Tick-tock the arms. You could lift or lower a little. It should feel as if your ribs are rotating clockwise. clockwise. The body is rotating toward the ceiling. There's a little twist in our triangle pose. Neck turns to gaze up. Inhale tall. Left arm back, right arm reaches. Body tall. Right arm parallel to earth now, palm up. Left elbow bends, left hand to the low back. Gaze at the right palm. Let's swivel our hips clockwise. Right hip back, left hip forward. Now we're facing that right leg. Root into earth, grow tall. Keep your gaze on that right hand for a moment. Reach out with that right arm as body folds toward right leg. Keep reaching arm. Perhaps your arm is in line with your torso. Pause when you feel hamstring stretch. Inhale tall. Create a little back bend at the top, gazing up. Beautiful, body tall. Arms parallel to earth, palms down. Right knee bends. So we don't need to reach out into that right arm. It's almost as if you're reaching into that back arm. Shoulders stay right above the hips. So oftentimes I see people reach. Energetically, it's a lift, body tall. Neck turns to gaze toward the right. Right hip open, same as we did with when both hips were open. Knee over heel. Beautiful. Peaceful warrior. Left arm back, right arm lifts. Inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Side angle. Left arm can reach up, right elbow to the right thigh. Right knee over heel, neck turns to gaze up. So there's a little bit of lean here. If you want to take the lean out of it, right arm could reach toward the earth. You could reach arms apart. Left arm could reach toward the right. Side angle. To peaceful. Left arm back, right arm lifts. One more side angle, leaning toward the right. One more peaceful inhale, leaning back, right arm reaches. Warrior two. Both legs long. Beautiful. Arms release. Let's turn those feet parallel again. Did you feel like your feet kept stretching a little wider? I think my stance got a little long. You can shorten it up here. And then we'll turn our left toes toward the left, our right heel toward the right. Body toward the length of the mat. Arms parallel to earth. Root into earth. Grow tall. Inhale. On the exhale, keep that spine long. Don't lose the length as we lean out into the left. Reach, reach, reach. Pause when there's resistance. Tick-tock the arms. You're reaching up, you're reaching down. Neck turns to gaze up. Breathing. One more breath here. Inhale tall. Right arm back, left arm reaches. Gazing up. And tall. Left arm parallel to earth, palm up, right elbow bends, right arm to the low back, right lower arm to the lower back. And then gazing at the left hand, swivel those hips. You can adjust your stance. Does it feel like the pelvis can accommodate that? You can separate your feet so that they're a little wider. So right heel is back, body is facing left leg. Inhale, body tall. Exhale, reach out into that left arm, body folds toward left leg. Breathing. Feel that hamstring stretch. Inhale tall. Create a little back bend as you gaze up. Body tall. Arms parallel to earth here. Left knee bends. Right heel still angling back. Left knee's over heel. Shoulders over hips. So it's not a reach. Body is tall. Neck turns to gaze toward the left. Breathing. Virabhadrasana 2. Actively pull that left knee out to the left so the hip is open, the knee is over heel. Peaceful warrior, right arm back, left arm lifts. Inhale tall, warrior 2. Right arm reaches up, left elbow bends, left hand or left elbow to the left thigh. Right arm reaches up, gazing up. So here's those options. Here are the options. Left arm and right arm long. That would be another option. Right arm could reach toward the left. Same angle as the body. Or we could be on that elbow. Peaceful warrior. Right arm back. Left arm lifts. Inhale. Exhale, warrior 2. One more side angle. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Right arm back, left arm lifts. Back to warrior two. Did that knee migrate? Right over heel. That tricky knee. That's probably one of our biggest focuses in our warriors. Most effort. Beautiful. Both legs long. Arms release. Back to center. Toe heel. Can toe heel. You could hop if you like. Some people like hopping right back. Find center. Feet root. Hips width. Closing eyes. Internal focus. Beautiful. Set your focus now off in the distance. Open your eyes. Find a focal point somewhere to gaze. Lock your gaze. Root the left foot into the earth as you tiptoe the right. So the right knee straight ahead. Left foot roots. Body zips up tall. Focus, focus. Lift your right knee a little more and we'll turn that right hip open. Right knee out to right. There's that active opening of the hip. Body tall. So right toe could touch down. You've got a different angle here when you lift the foot. So figure out what feels good. Try not to put your foot right on the left knee. Could be above the knee. In some people's bodies that might put pressure on the knee. So you might stay below the knee. You might tiptoe. Beautiful. Virksasana. One more breath. Beautiful. Back to mountain. 2 feet down. Find your focus. Hopefully we didn't even lose it. It's tempting to start fidgeting back at center and kind of stepping it out. I like to stay focused. Hold those marbles once you start to collect them. Weight comes out of left. Left hip open. So keep it all zipped up. Tucked in. Sometimes that toe touches down. It's nice to know that the earth is not very far away. We're rooted, we're growing. 2 more breaths. Actively opening left hip, rooting and growing. Lots of little movements in the ankle to balance, to correct the balance. Beautiful. Back to mountain. The more we practice balance, the stronger we get at it. We strengthen the ankles, we give the mind practice, great reflexes. Inhale to sky, reach and gaze. Hands to heart, forward fold. I've noticed that anyhow, just with my practice. Lots of balance helps us be more alert for correcting balance if we start to fall. Any amount of bend in your knees. One more breath. Hold this ease. Continue to remain in the ease as we come on down to the earth. Kind of that attitude of surrender. We'll roll onto our backs. Full body stretch. Arms overhead. Legs long. Breathing. Beautiful. Arms down by your sides. Bending knees, planting feet. Little tuck to the tail. We'll cross the right ankle over the left thigh and then drop the right hip open. So maybe the heel just rests on the left thigh. Right hip drops open. Right knee out to right. Keep a flex in the foot. Make sure it's the hip that's rotating and not the knee. Usually that's what you'd feel is pain in the knee if you're asking the knee to rotate. So if you bring left leg closer in toward the body, it might put a little more pressure on the knee. So that might give you more sensation in areas, but too much in others. So feel this out in your body. You can support the leg wherever it's comfortable for the whole body, not just parts of it. Make sure it works in your body. 2 more breaths here. Take the time to ease into, to find that surrender. Go with the flow. Beautiful. Supine figure 4. Supine just means reclined. Figure 4, oftentimes we'll call that reclined pigeon pose. It's a great way to practice pigeon on your back. Extending arms and legs long. Bending knees, planting feet. That'll reset there. Arms down by your sides. Root the feet. Root the palms. Find home. Lifting left heel to the right thigh. Drop that left hip open. Left hip opens, left knee out to left. Keep a flex in that left foot. It might help protect the knee from rotating. It's not foolproof, certainly. There's some wiggle room in that knee, and you'll feel it if your knee doesn't like that kind of thing. Breathing. Some people don't notice it. Some people do. One more breath. We don't want to do things that injure the body. So if you have sensitive knees, that would be something you would want to avoid. Full body stretch. Arms and legs long. Beautiful. All right. Roll to either side. Come on back to seated. We'll extend our legs long. If you have the blankets here, grab one of your long rolled blankets. Mine got a little messy. Just re-roll it and put it under the knees. So we've created a little pad for under the knees. If you don't have the pad, that's okay. You can still practice this pose. If your block is nearby, have that block nearby as well, kind of within arm's reach. So feet are about hips width apart, maybe a little wider. There's a little bend in your knees because of that prop. Situate your sitting bones so it feels as if they're both rooted and you're sitting toward the front edge of the sitting bones. Hands can rest on your knees. Inhale, body tall. On the exhale, let the body begin to fold forward. Hands might slide along with it, so shoulders stay relaxed, body folds. Inhale, length. Find some length in your spine again. Just keep taking those pauses to lengthen. And exhale to ease. Maybe your elbows rest on the mat. How does that feel? If you have a block, grab a block, put it on your shins. Perhaps the block's on medium for your forehead to rest. Maybe you kind of tuck it between your legs on the earth for the forehead or up on the legs or the knees. You can let a little bit of that body weight ease in here. So feel the muscles release, relax. If you're not feeling a lot of sensation by using the block, you might lower the block. You don't need the block either. It's just an interesting experiment to see if you gave your head the support, would your body be able to find ease more easily? Beautiful. You can always experiment by just letting the head fall forward. Lots of flexion in the neck is going to intensify the sensations. One more breath here. Beautiful. We'll begin to roll the spine tall again from the bottom up. Inhale, tall, lifting chin, lifting heart. Beautiful. Release. You can keep that blanket right behind your knees if it's there already. Feet about as wide as the mat. We'll roll on back for Shavasana. So a little support under the knees is a wonderful way to practice Shavasana. So 2 different ways to support Shavasana. If you liked the way we began, you could put a little bolster under your spine as well. Lying back with support of the props or the earth. Hips drop open, arms wherever they're comfortable. Rock the head a little side to side. Mind's eye to scan the body. Send the signal of ease, of surrender. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. One more like that. Deep breath in. Exhale, relax with the breath. Just be. Offer everything into the rising, the falling flow of the breath. Just allow the muscles to be at ease. Allow the body to breathe. Trust the breath. Allow the mind to be present. Mind's eye follows the breath. Mind, the body, the breath, the friends, is yoga, the union of mind, body, and breath. It's what all the practice is for this. So please remain in your final relaxation for 5 more minutes, even 10 more minutes if you can. In your final relaxation, the mind, the body, the breath, the heart at ease, in union. My soul honors your soul. I honor the place in you where the entire universe resides. I honor the peace, the light, the love, the truth, the beauty that is in you, because it is also in me. In sharing these things, we are united. We are the same. We all are one. Namaste. Take your time as you eventually find your way out of your final relaxation. You can bring a little movement back. Find that center at the end, a little moment of gratitude and a wish for peace and love. Till next time, namaste. If you're joining on Facebook today, I invite you to visit the website ymcanorth.org and click on Virtual Studio. That's where there are hundreds of these classes for you.